Hello, everyone. This is Jenna Ryan. I am your self-love life coach, and today I'm going to talk about empowerment. 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 What is it? What is it to be empowered? That's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to all the self-lovies. Welcome to you if you're a visitor, a guest, if this is one of your first times to listen to my voice and listen to my podcast. I welcome you. I hope you're doing well. And if you are a long-time listener, we've been around for 10 years, and we've been talking about self-love and healing and recovery. And that's what we do here. We heal. And so today I want to talk about the topic of empowerment. What is it? Empowerment is being empowered. Okay? But what is power? And that is something that I have been wrapping my head around. What exactly is power? I often talk about, and you often read about and see quotes about, giving your power away. When you give your power away, you are allowing another person to control your reactivity. So if someone else has power over you, they can say something, they can push your buttons and say and do things that cause you to react in a certain way. So that is being disempowered. If someone else has power over you, then you don't have any power. If you have power within, coming from within, through your solar plexus, through your will, through your agency, your sense of agency, through your ability to be and do, if it's coming from within, then you're holding the cards. You're making the decisions. You hold the power. And you use your power to make decisions on how you want to feel, think, behave, react. You choose if you want to react. You're not an automaton. You're not on automatic. When the power is dwelling within you, you have power within your life. And that is empowerment. Well, that's power. That's having personal power. That's your personal power source. When you have an internal locus of control, rather than feeling like the world is happening to you, you feel that you can take action and impact the world. And so you're ruling your own world rather than being a victim of the world circumstances. So that's having power. That's what it is to have power. So empowerment, just off the top of my head without researching, just because this is an interesting thought that I've been stewing on for a couple of days. Empowerment is when someone else helps you and gives you something so that you are empowered to use your agency and do whatever it is you need to do. So being empowered is whenever you're without power, or you don't realize you have power, or you're not using your power, and some outside source, or it could be yourself, causes you to tap into your power and walk it out. So empowerment, being empowered to do the things that you need to do in the world to achieve your life's purposes. If you think about power, and you think about your own personal power, and you think about the things that we talk about on this channel, which is like toxic people, overcoming abuse, overcoming manipulation, connecting, minimum standards for relationships, and all of these things, we're really talking about owning your own personal power and moving in your own power and listening to the music of your own heart and acting in accordance with where you are inside, with who you are, with authenticity. And that's what we talk about is power. It's really about power and being empowered to run your own life. Someone who is disempowered, or disempowered. Someone who's disempowered is under the control of another person through whatever measures necessary. Some people are under control of manipulative people because they were not taught about their own power source. They weren't their spirits were crushed at some point. So they were unable to operate from their own sense of personal power because someone held back and did not let them know of the power that they hold. Someone held back information. Someone mirrored the wrong thing. And so some people are empowered because they don't know the power that they hold. They don't know that the power that they have. So they're disempowered by lack of knowledge, disempowered by confusion, by the fog, by fear, obligation, and guilt. Go watch my podcast on that. The fog. They're disempowered by lack of understanding, by lack of consciousness, by lack of reasoning, by lack of knowledge. Not having enough knowledge of the situation can disempower you. Sometimes reality hurts so bad that it's easier to stay in a lie or a fantasy than it is to come to truth of reality. Sometimes coming to face the truth about reality hurts worse than staying in a false place of just complete servitude. Sometimes it hurts so much to face the truth and come to consciousness that people choose to remain unconscious and choose to allow other people to make decisions for them instead of taking action on their own behalf. Some people give up their entire lives to the family system that would disempower them through manipulation, fear, obligation, and guilt. Some people are willing to do that because facing the truth is so extremely difficult. So they don't want to face the truth. They don't want to see reality. They would rather just walk along with the status quo and really stay disconnected from their own power. But I'm talking to the few of us who really want to experience our power here on the earth, in the world, in our lives, in our relationships, and to those of us who have had such pain that we've had to endure, that place of pain has pushed us to discover for ourselves our own personal power and discover that we are powerful beings and we do have the ability to make our own decisions and live with authenticity in accordance with our own intuition to fulfill our own individual purposes. There's those of us who will stop at nothing to experience that place of internal power where you are interacting with the world from within instead of reacting to the world that's coming at you. Where no matter what happens to you, no matter who harms you or who comes against you, you always have a sense of separateness from the abuse. So let's say you are a person who is disempowered and you don't know who you are and you don't understand. You, in that case, if you are abused or hurt or harmed or treated poorly, you're going to have a tendency to incorporate, to merge, to enmesh with the abuse and take the blame for whatever it is that's coming at you and harming you. And instead of asserting yourself and standing firm against abuse, instead of separating yourself and seeing the abuse for what it is, you begin to blame yourself and collapse and feel poorly about yourself and feel like, why does this always happen to me? and really go into a state of learned helplessness. Contrary to that is someone who wants to live in their power. They want to be able to move forward without being thwarted. They want to be able to really come to terms. One moment. I just got off track. Can you believe that? I just got off track. I have something to say. Okay, so it's really hard to do this, y'all. This is not as easy as you would think. So you're empowered. You're empowered. Someone who is not empowered, everything's happening to them. Oh, I know what I was saying. And they begin to enmesh with the abuse. And they may feel bad about the abuse, but they really feel secretly inside that they deserve it. Whereas someone who has their power and is holding on to their power and understands who they are, they're going to be able to see the abuse as outside of themselves without, integrating it, without personalizing the abuse, and without taking the blame. Someone who has their own sense of power is going to be able to place the blame on the appropriate source and therefore see reality in a more clear way. Someone who is disempowered is going to see reality in a skewed way in order to protect their power source. So you can either live of your own accord with your God and walk out through this life, or you can live with someone else's power source where they're ruling you, leading you, guiding you, telling you what to do, manipulating you, causing you to feel this way and that. Or you can unplug from that mind control type of situation and see reality. But when you look at reality, it's quite painful sometimes to discover that people, places, entities, whatever, organizations that you thought really were on your side. It's difficult to figure out, oh my gosh, they weren't on my side at all, and they are not like me, and they don't experience things like me, and so they're very different. And that can be painful to discover. It can be painful to face the truth, and that's why so many people live a lie and live in a way that is contrary to truth and, are codependent. That's basically why you have people who are codependent, is codependents refuse or are unable to see the truth of who they are and unable to walk in their own power, and they are coping through codependent means, which means living outside of their own body, their own system, and trying to get their needs met through the manipulation of others to see them a certain way. And it gets all convoluted, and it gets all confusing, and it gets all difficult, and your power is lost along the way. But when you discover that you are a powerful being, you have personal power. And by personal power, I just mean will, agency, ability, competency, the ability to think for yourself, the ability to do what you need to do to get things done. You can handle and tolerate your own pain. You can help yourself to heal. You can take steps to become the person that you want to become. You can get out of negative situations. You can, and you're capable, and you're able, and you've got this, and there is nothing that will stop you from reaching your highest potential, your highest goals, and actually fulfilling the dreams that you have for yourself. Even if you have told yourself, no, I'll never be able to do that. No, I'll never make it. That is incorrect. And inside, if you are empowered, if you are tapped in, tuned in, turned on to your own power source, which is your ability to see the truth. I think power, as I talk about this, power is really knowing the truth. Personal power means you know the truth. And the truth is simple. The truth is that you are fabulous. You are amazing. You are competent. You are capable. And you've got the power. And once you are empowered, then you are able to do things. When you're disempowered, you're doing things for other people. You're being manipulated. You're being stagnated, frustrated, wasting energy, wasting life force, wasting away. And instead of moving forward and getting ahead and progressing and healing yourself and helping others heal and being an example of what it means to fall down and get back up and keep on trying and keep on being successful regardless of what comes against you, that's who you want to be. You want to be that person. You want to be the one who can stand up. You want to know the truth. You want to know the truth of who you are. And that is empowerment. And when you are empowered, you realize what you're capable of. And so really watch for power. Watch how your power is being removed. Watch how your power is being wasted. And watch where your power, think about power. Just think about, where is my power in this situation? Where is my power in this relationship? And by power, I'm not talking about power and control struggles in relationship, because that's kind of separate. What I'm talking about is personal power. Your personal belief that you can, you will, you are able, you're competent, you're capable, and you can get it done with no problem, that you've got this. And your willingness to face the truth about whatever it is that you're afraid to face, you know? And I know that's really deep. That's hugely deep. That's what therapy is all about. You know, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance involved in coming to power and seeing reality and truth for what it is, and not lying to ourselves, but instead being real and just looking at the cold, hard truth, even if it hurts, even just ripping off the Band-Aid and saying, okay, this is the truth. This is the way things are. And from this place, I see that I have power. No matter who tries to put a blanket over me, no matter who tries to, hide me or put me down or manipulate me, no matter who tries to do that, when you have a sense of personal power, when you are empowered within, then no one can take that away. There's nothing that anyone can ever do to you that will take away your power once you tap into your personal power. Because once you have it, you have it. And that's life. That's so beautiful. It's so nice to know that once you are empowered and you have that power, no one can come and take it away. It is yours. A narcissist person can't come and take it away. A crazy ex-girlfriend cannot come take it away. Once you are tapped into your power and you know who you are and you know what you're capable of and you're facing reality and you're untangling from the entanglements and enmeshments and you're really distancing yourself from the abuse process and you're not blaming yourself, but you're actually looking and holding yourself with love and light, when you're able to do that, no one can take it away. Every bit of power that you gain through the healing process and healing from codependency or trauma or whatever abuse you've experienced, whatever trials you've experienced, every bit of power that you gain is yours forever. No one can ever take it away. It is your life force within that you are connecting to, releasing, allowing to exist, the space that you're creating through the healing process, through opening your consciousness to facing reality, which is all that you can do. Because you can go higher than the problem. You can go higher than the issue. And as you rise higher to see things from a higher perspective, which is reality, then you become more empowered to see the truth of who you are and take action on your own behalf and make changes and adjustments and help yourself and talk to yourself and move forward and help others. So that's what I have to say today about empowerment. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I love you guys. You guys are awesome to me, and you mean a lot to me. I'd love to hear your comments, and I love hearing from you. So until next time, this is Jenna Ryan, and I will talk to you soon.